Oh, hey Ryan, what's up? Yeah, this is your first time seeing my house. It is an absolute mess. What is going on right now? Get out of here. Ah, there we go. Okay. Oh, hey Ryan, what's up? Yeah, this is your first time seeing my house. It's an absolute mess. Okay. What's going on? There we go. Goodness gracious, that was. All right, finally ready to get started. So, today I am cooking some homemade pasta sauce with spaghetti, and I'm gonna do it without a recipe book. I'm not using any sort of instructions. I'm just gonna kind of fly by the seat of my pants, and hopefully something good will come out of it. I'm kind of testing myself a little bit, trying to see how much of my knowledge that I've gained that I can like use uh while cooking an actual dinner. Let's see. Have one of those fridges with a touchscreen. No, it is not a touchscreen. Um, but you can knock on it and the light will turn on. It's a mess in there though, so I don't really want to show it off too much. But yeah, that's what I have there. And right now I am going to start um, by cutting up some of these bell peppers and this banana pepper I have here. And I'm going to cut these up and I'm going to roast them in the oven a bit, get a little bit of a char on them to add a little bit more flavor to the pasta sauce itself. I'm going to need to wash these, however. No, so this fridge does have one really cool feature, but it doesn't work right now, so we need to get that fixed. But it's supposed to be able to make like craft ice, like the ice balls that you can like put in like alcoholic beverages. But it doesn't work right now, so that's an issue I'm facing. In fact, every single appliance I bought, this house is like a little over 2 years old. So I'm gonna fix this. This is a nightmare. Whoa. I think this is gonna be my filming setup from now on. Is the audio okay? Am I really loud? It seems like it's kind of saying I'm a little loud, so let me know if I'm loud. Also, this is running at a huge delay, I feel like, but I will figure that out real quick, actually. Wonder if I can turn off the streaming delay. I don't think audio sounds fine. Okay, cool. Then we're just gonna keep everything as is. It's just gonna be on a bit of delay, so. All right, so this is my pride and joy knife. It's a Wusthof Classic 8-inch chef's knife. And honestly, if you are interested in cooking more, even if you're not, it's so nice to have like a good knife. So yeah, without further ado, I'm going to get into this thing. See if I can do this trick properly. I don't think I am. Yeah, nope. Let's try it that way. That's much easier. This is the easiest way to get this bit out without having to do like 1,000 chops. So I will show that again. I have to drop my parents' backyard and the connection is garbage. All right. See you, Ryan. Thanks for stopping by. So we can just get rid of this. And we can do the same thing here. So all I did was I cut off the top. Here. Ooh, that's actually, we can use that. Cut off the top, and then I just make one line cut, and that's going to open this thing up, and you can just kind of roll the knife to cut out the rest of what you don't want, which is kind of like the white of it. Did a little bit better job on the orange one than I did on the green one. There's still plenty of white there, but it's not like a huge deal. I don't think it's going to affect the flavor too terribly much. Honestly, I'm kind of debating how much I want to cut this up now compared to later. I guess it would save me some time to probably cut it now. So that's what we're going to do. I don't think I'm going to cut it too fine, because I kind of like having the chunks of bell pepper. Here, we're actually going to oil up our pan. And for those who don't know, hi, I'm Professor Drew. This is my channel, Professor Who, a channel where I like to learn new skills. And for my first official skill, I am training myself on how to be able to cook like a professional chef. The end goal is to actually be a chef, like to be considered a chef. I don't necessarily have the need to like forever work in a kitchen per se, but I definitely have the goal of having that moniker, having that title, and that's what we're doing. So I am training. Let's see. Okay, cool. You can see what I'm doing here. We can bring this down just a little bit. Get a little more view. Who cares if my head's cut off a little bit, right? And I'm just cutting this up kind of roughly. It doesn't need to be perfect. We're just trying to get this in the oven. Also, I kind of need to sharpen this. Well, it's fine. I don't need to make another dish. Just trying to cut this kind of roughly, get some nice pieces. I kind of want larger pieces because I think that'll be a nice texture in the pasta itself. I like to have kind of a chunky sauce. I like it to feel like there's more than just tomato in there. All right, there's that one. I'm gonna go ahead and roast the banana pepper too. I believe this is from my mother's garden. And apparently these are they're not supposed to be spicy, but I think both my mother and my brother tried them, and they found out they were spicy kind of the hard way. And I find that hilarious. So we might give that a bit of a test. See if I can kind of do the same technique here. Honestly, it's a lot more difficult. Just okay. Not horrible. I feel like I got most of that out there. I don't really want the seeds. It's not the end of the world, but not exactly what I'm looking for here. And let's give this a bit of a taste. See if it's actually spicy. Yep, that's spicy. Ooh, wow. That was probably a mistake. Oh my goodness. Whew. Oh, it's not too bad. It's not too bad. The one piece isn't too bad, but that is spicy. Ooh, I'm cutting this one up smaller. You know, I might fry this one up in the pan, come to think of it. I don't think I'll put it with the bell peppers because I need this one chopped up finely. I don't want it to cook super unevenly, the other bell pepper, so I'm going to get this in the oven here. And we're going to let that go for about 10 minutes. We'll check it. And honestly, I'm just going to kind of almost mince this up kind of fine, give it a rough dice. It's not going to be perfect. I probably should have cut this on a different cutting board. I can wash it, I guess. We are going to grab some deli containers. Great for pepperoncinos, make the pepper finer. Yeah. Definitely chopping it up. You think finer than this? Also, hi, David. Oh, wait, I'm going to go grab the deli container that I want to use and grab a few of these, actually. So, a piece of bell pepper, I believe. I'll chop it up a little more. Can't hurt. I guess he's right. You don't want to necessarily bite into a big chunk of this while eating the pasta, but the acidity of the pasta and some of the other things in there will probably help bring this down. Yeah, that bell pepper definitely absorbed some of these juices and it's all over my hands, so I've got to be careful. All right, that's good. Alrighty, I need my bench scraper. Wash my hands first. Now that I've got those peppers in the oven, what I'd like to do is chop up some garlic and some onions. Typically the onions first. I think 2 onions will be good. Got our garlic here. I'm gonna grab my bench scraper. Put all that in there. Actually, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna kind of grab a new cutting board. Yeah, yeah, I agree. I appreciate the input. No, definitely. I 100% agree. Let's just use the big one. It's not too strong. Like, I mean, after taking a bite of it, it's kind of like, okay, yeah, it's a little spicy, but like, yeah. Gonna peel this onion here. What are you doing for dinner tonight? Salted pine. All right. I'm gonna dice up onion here. I'm actually gonna turn on stove top. You know, I meant to cut these a little bigger. Because once again, I like to have the texture, but you know what? It's fine. You know, I'm gonna try using. So this is the knife that I just recently sharpened with my new whetstone. I'll be putting that video out soon. Going somewhere, don't feel like cooking. I get that. Oh my goodness, this is almost better than the other one. Wow. Okay, I gotta practice sharpening my knives because once I can sharpen this one, which I am too scared to do right now, then I can get it super sharp. I'm going to enjoy that. But wow, like this knife here probably cost like a total of like I don't know, like $25. I got it in a bundle, so I can't exactly remember how much this knife is, but it's in like the 25 to like 40 range. And it struggled, but using that whetstone, it's kind of awesome. Yeah, no, that's not nearly hot enough yet. That's okay. We can grab a deli container, trusty bench scraper. All right, our onions are, well, that onion prepped. I'm gonna cut the other one as well. Never mind, we're not cutting that one. That one is mush. Luckily, I bought another bag of onions. That was gross. That was really gross. All right. It's really funny that one onion was completely fine, and then the other one was just oh, that was really gross. That was a really gross texture to grab onto. I didn't really touch it my bare hands though, so I think we're okay. So I know that batch of onions is a little bit older, so I'm not really too surprised or worried about it. But I have noticed that when I got these are I'm not usually a huge proponent of like organic. I don't have a problem with organic. It's just not really something I like am like adamant about, but I have got these onions. Wipe this off real quick. That's a bug. Okay, never mind. I'm going to throw this onion away and not even risk it since there was a bug coming from that other one and just got on this cutting board, so I'm also using a new cutting board. Might just have to clean this one. Great start. What a great start to a live video. Getting a bug coming out of one of my produce onto my cutting board. Right. I guess we'll go ahead and I can continue now because that other batch of onions was separated from that one, so this one is a bit rough too. You know, I'm starting to disagree with myself a little bit on, yeah, what is going on? Shoot, I may not have onions. Where did I put those? Let's try this one. Not having great luck with onions right now. Tell you what. Or it's not a bug, there's just some dust from the onion, other onion. Alright, hooray, an onion that looks normal. Yeah, onion powder could work. I really don't know. I have some onion powder. But I think we're going to be okay. I have like 4 other onions. And if all of them are bad, then that would suck. But yeah, I can definitely use onion powder in a pinch. Oh yeah, let's check those peppers. Since that alarm went off, I don't want to forget about that. Yeah, they need more. We're just going to go ahead and go another 10 minutes. I kind of want them to get a bit of a char on them anyway. Okay. There we go. There's a bit of whatever in there, but I think if I just rinse it off, the rest of the onion looks totally fine. So, rinse it off. Maybe I won't buy this brand of onions anymore. It's kind of funny. I feel like I had such good luck with it, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, they all just seemed to go bad. And that other one that I had seemed totally fine, honestly. Just because it was from that same bag, I didn't want to cross-contaminate in any way. So, try to avoid that. I gotta cut up 2 whole onions, too. Man. Worst comes first, I have 1 onion. And like you said, onion powder if I need to. It's kind of funny because these onions are not old, so fact that I was having some issues with these is kind of wild. All right. Daily container. At least when I'm done here, I would be surprised if my pan weren't ready yet. Well, maybe next time I'll get some like royalty-free music. See, this is a completely normal onion. Look at that. I'm so glad I learned this method of chopping diced onions. It's so much quicker. So, if you don't know about it, I will show you. So, you cut an onion like this down straight through the stub, the root there. And then you're gonna cut little lines kind of perpendicular to the root, but parallel to the like little onion lines. And once you have that, some people like to cut an incision in the middle if you want it like really fine or like a little more uniform. I'm not super worried about that right now. And then you just cut perpendicularly to the lines you just cut, and they will dice into a perfect little dice, and you get to use quite a bit of the onion there. And voila, you get some mostly diced onions. If you're better than me, then they will be a lot more uniform, but not super duper worried about it. They're all diced to a pretty good size. I think this, if you have stainless steel ware and you want to check if they're ready, there's something called the Leidenfrost method, where you just take a little bit of water. You don't want too much. You're just gonna flick it into the pan, not a lot. And when the water dances around, I'm gonna grab this for you so you can see. When the water's dancing around, I'll put a little more in here. When the water dances around like this, that means it's ready. And this happens. Oop, get that excess water out of there. That'll evaporate. But yeah, so that's a good way to tell. Now, it's not going to tell you any like precise temperature. It's going to tell you that the pan is hot enough. It could be potentially too hot. Another way you can do is get one of these little temperature lasers. I don't have this, I don't think, properly set up for this. I think this is higher than 245. I'm sure it's nearing like 300, but it'll work for what we need. I might even turn it down just a little. So we're adding some olive oil here. Just a little bit, coat the bottom of the pan. Another thing you want to look for is you want the oil to get hot enough. And so what that will do is, there's still some water in the pan, is it will start to shimmer. I don't know if I'll be able to get this on camera. Let's see. Yeah, I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see the shimmer. the camera. Yeah, I'm not sure if I can get that, but it is shimmering. The pan's pretty hot, so it doesn't take long for it to get there. And now we can just add our onions. I'm actually low on salt, so before I do that, I'm going to take my little salt container here. I like to use Diamond Crystal kosher salt. It allows for a lot more control over how much salt is in the dish. But I also like to practice salting as you go. So go ahead and add these onions in here. All right. Not broken up yet. Don't do what I'm doing. Don't pick up onions from a hot pan and pair them up. But add the rest of this here. Now we're just going to take like a decent pinch of salt, and we're just going to kind of sprinkle it in there, maybe two. We're going to have quite a bit of pasta in here, so honestly, I don't see this getting oversalted very easily. And now we're just going to try to let these kind of cook down a little bit. And while this is going, check on this periodically. Take a quick look at the bell peppers. Okay, those are starting to get there. Might do. Pull this out. It might be a little too dry, so I'm just going to drizzle them with a little bit of olive oil. Just give them, that way it's all over them. And awesome. I think those could go maybe another 10. I'll check them in about 5, just in case. All right. Those onions will take a minute. Now we have time to cut up our garlic. A second. There we go. That's gonna be better. So I'm just trying to move the charger here. Okay, that's fine. That works. Alrighty, now we can cut up garlic. I need to find the older garlic. Try to use that up. See if any good. Smells fine. Cool. Now, my wife likes a lot of garlic, so I'm going to use a lot of garlic. The rest of them seem totally fine, though. So there are 2 methods that I've seen that work really well for peeling garlic. Well, 3, I guess, if you want to just try peeling it. But this is mythical chef Josh Scher do this. Just kind of palm heel strikes. He doesn't make the other ones fly everywhere, but if you hit it just right, it'll peel right off. But my favorite method It's a little softer than usual. So my favorite method is just take the flat blade of your knife, just be careful not to just like smack the blade, and just kind of smack down on it, and this little outer shell will come right off. All right. All right, now we got our garlic peeled. Honestly, probably use a little more. I think this is good though. We just want to add some of that flavor. But what I am going to do actually first is I'm going to cut up my tomato that I had. Cut that off. There you go, brother. This is your tomato. I'm just gonna cut off this end right here. It's beautiful though. It's a beautiful tomato. And honestly, I'm just gonna kind of follow the same technique. Cutting the tomato. This is a good testament to a blade that's been sharpened, is that it can cut through a tomato with ease, relative ease. Just not applying any pressure, it'll just glide through. It takes a second for it to kind of slice through the skin, but once it does, it just slices through it like it's nothing. Give this tomato a nice taste. That's good. That's a good tomato to put on a sandwich, I'd say. Salt it up, and I'm not going to use this tomato right away. This will go in probably after the tomato paste. Wow, it makes the board really wet. Ooh, my fingernail saved me there. I nearly nicked myself. All right, I should have cut the garlic first, I think. I was thinking maybe I'd put this in before the garlic, but I don't think I will. Let's grab another paper towel. Pick this off a little. That was a juicy tomato. All right. Now I can go ahead and start finely chopping this garlic here. Having a little bit of trouble kind of chopping straight through. Let's see how my Woostop does with that. A little easier, not like perfect, but I would like to eventually get these knives to that level of just being able to just... It's much better when you're using the tail end of the blade here, so that's good to know. So honestly, I assume that other one would work fine. And now when I'm mincing garlic, I just I get it all to this just sliced, and then I just kind of run my knife back and forth over it until I have a mince. Sometimes I'll try to hold some of it down so I can get it a little bit finer. But honestly, just taking some time and rocking back and forth on it will eventually get you the mince that you want. Or you can cheat and use a food processor or something, totally up to you. I just don't want to dirty the food processor for mincing garlic. Just occasionally wipe the excess off the blade. And just keep going until you have a mince that you're satisfied with. I like to mince it a little finely. Getting like a big chunk of garlic is not exactly what we're going for. Honestly, I'd say that's probably good. There, it's a pretty fine mince. Maybe go through it a little bit. I see some larger pieces. All right. Just gonna push this over to the side here until we're ready for it. Probably won't be too terribly long. I'm not trying to caramelize. You know what? Maybe I will try to caramelize. No, that's gonna take too long. Let's go ahead and check the peppers again. All right, they're almost there. I'm really glad I chopped them up, because otherwise I don't think they were gonna get the char on them that I wanted. Take these out. Stir them a little. They don't have to be perfect, just a little roasted. Usually, actually, forgot to season them, but better late than never. I'll just give these a bit of a sprinkle of salt. And you know what? I think we're just going to go ahead and toss them in here. Let them go with the onions. We can quickly wipe out this pan, and we can put in the meatballs and the smoked sausage, which we will also want to get some Maillard on. For those who don't know, a Maillard reaction, or Maillard, is known as the reaction of browning of meat. Now, these are pre-made meatballs, so not necessarily gonna have. Actually, I think. Yeah, you know, we'll have some. But I'll cook more later. Let's just finish the bag. And I am, once again, just going to try to save myself some time here by cutting up I'm gonna be able to fit both of them on. Actually, never mind. I'm gonna put them on whole. Then we'll cut them after. If I can get this thing open. Goodness. Now, I'm making a lot of food for just 2 people, but this is gonna last us quite a few days, and I can always freeze stuff if need be. If we feel like I made too much or something. So I'm not too worried about cooking it all now, because I want this to last us a bit. And if I freeze some of it, then that's another easy meal throughout the week. So when in doubt, and you feel like you're going to be lazy later in the week, and I know I will be, then make more. And maybe try to freeze some of it if you can. If not, I don't know, give it to friends and family. Feed a dog on the street. You know, whatever. Really. All right. We're going to let that go for 10 minutes, and then we'll turn everything over. All right. Onions are cooking down pretty well. I think we're ready for the garlic here. That in. So I try to put the garlic in later in the stir fry process because garlic burns really easily, and it doesn't take a lot to get the aromatics out of it. I'm not trying to do much with the garlic, but fry it up, get it cooked a little bit, and try to get some of that flavor out of them. Add a little bit of salt here. Not a ton, just a little. Salt as you go. I haven't done like a full scientific method test of this, but I have found every time that I've like salted as I go, I'm less likely to oversalt because I'm not adding so much salt at the end, and it really does add a depth of flavor that's kind of like hard to explain until you actually try it and taste the difference. So you may not, it's not going to be like, I think, huge. Like I think if you decide salt at the end, it's fine, but I don't know, it really just brings out a lot of flavor by just doing it as you go. And it's something I've been trying to practice from the books I've been reading. And all right, next on the list is going to be opening a bunch of cans. Pretty soon we are going to be switching to the big pot. Almost done doing the stir frying. We'll be moving on to letting things simmer in a pot. But what I am going to add here is some tomato paste. One thing people may not know with tomato paste is that it's really just, it's concentrated tomato. And tomatoes are actually full of umami flavor, and specifically tomato paste. And this is what is used to add kind of an umami flavor. Like in Japan, where I feel like kind of umami is most prominent, you're going to get it from like soy sauce. You're going to get it from miso paste, MSG. So if you don't have tomato paste, but you happen to have some of those, you could kind of use them to substitute. Be careful with the soy sauce. I'd suggest maybe using something like MSG. And if you're making a meat sauce, you're probably going to be fine. But I am going to spoon some of this in there. I don't really know how much of this to use. I know A lot of places say don't use a ton of it. I'm half tempted to use this can because, like, I don't really use tomato paste very often, but I don't want to use too much. We'll use half the can and call that good. I don't know. We're testing this out. Like I said, I'm doing this without a recipe. So we will salvage this soon. Let's see. There's one thing that sometimes tells you. All right, that's fine. That's what I'm looking for. Yeah. That's fine. Alrighty. We'll add a bit of salt. I'm gonna leave this open. Tiny bit of salt for the tomato paste. You're just trying to kind of fry it up a little. Kind of activate those flavors. You're not needing to do too much. You don't want to burn it, but we do want to get it kind of fried up a little. Mix in with the other ingredients. Oh, that smells great. Oh my goodness, I nearly forgot. I need a bay leaf. This is an ingredient that's hard to explain. It's kind of like you don't always notice the taste of it in a dish, but when it's not in a dish and you taste it kind of like side by side, you can kind of tell the difference. Like it doesn't taste bad without it. It just tastes almost off. We'll do two. And I think that's good for the stuff we're adding now. Everything else will probably be empty. I'm gonna use this to refill later. Alright, we got our bay leaves in here. Well, those weren't necessarily super crucial, but I guess kind of getting them fried up in the earlier ingredients is good. The more the bay leaf is in there, the more flavor you're gonna get from it. Let's see. Yeah, everything's looking good there. All right, I think we're pretty much ready to switch to the new pot. So now we're about to add everything else. Yes, we'll add these tomatoes real quick. Get those fried up. A little, maybe try to cook those down. All this is going to be cooking for at least an hour in the pot. So back, we're just going to go ahead and swap now. Get the heat back up. Get this pot nice and hot. Yeah, I'm going to let this go for a second and work on some mise en place. Yeah, let's add the spicy pepper. I nearly forgot about it. That'll kind of saute in there a little, and it'll go more. When mise en place is a French term for everything in its place, I believe. I could be a little bit off there, but it's basically about keeping a clean and organized workstation. I am terrible at this, but I want to be better, so I'm going to practice that while I wait for that pot to heat up. Yeah, if anyone has ideas on like things I can do in the stream that could be interesting while I'm cooking, I could try doing trivia at some point, cooking-based trivia or any other kind of based trivia. Because I could talk about movies and video games to no end. I do that kind of trivia. Or you're welcome to suggest any dishes you think would be interesting to see me cook. Um, and you're welcome to provide challenges. Like, I can't look at recipes. I have to just kind of go off of what I think. I can look up the dish and like learn about it a little bit, especially if I have never cooked it before, like don't even know what the dish is. But I don't mind challenging myself with that. So whatever you guys think would be interesting, I am more than happy to give a go. You know what? We'll just turn this way. Oh, perfect timing. Gonna let that timer go off a little bit. That's a little bit of anxiety. It needs to go off. All right. There. Just flip these. Yeah, I haven't even gotten any browning on anything yet. A little on the. I'm gonna just do another 15. Grab the lid, put that on. So that will hopefully heat up a little faster in there. I can keep kind of cleaning up some of this workspace. I like cooking a dish like this because I feel like I have time to do this. Sometimes I feel like I'm just hovering over that stove and not really having the time to do this, but trying to find at least like clean, like if you can't clean everything right away, fine. But like I guess if you're able to get one dish with one less dish you're gonna clean later, which definitely helps. But even just a few dishes piled in the sink feels daunting. Alrighty. Now we've got some stuff cleaned up. To check on this pot. Yeah, it's looking hot enough to me. So we can go ahead and scoop all of this in here. Ooh. Going to take a bit of water. Just try to get some of this out of the pan, especially a lot of the flavor that's probably been. Oh, shoot. And I just spilled. Yay, first photo of the day. Try to get as much as I can out of the pan. I'm sorry about the pan noises. It's probably loud. We can probably turn this down now. There Everything's still going. Just want to make sure. Oh yeah, everything's still going. Cool. Okay. Oh, bless the Lord. These cans have tabs. Is this sauce? Oh man, I thought these were chunky. I misread. And I guess nothing in here says that they are diced tomatoes. We're gonna have a pretty saucy dish here. I'm tempted to like cut up more onions or something just to have a little bit more chunk. Oh, there. Oh, we're good. There's just also sauce in here. So I recently watched a video where some Italians were talking about getting like the proper San Marzano tomatoes for a pasta sauce. And the way to tell is they're gonna have these little emblems here. These little, I don't want to call them stickers, sigils, emblems, something like that. Yeah. Anyway, these little stamps of approval, they are actually from that region, while other ones will be just San Marzano, they'll say style on it. Like Cinto is a brand that's gonna probably would say San Marzano style, but this one it doesn't say style, and it has the little indicator that it's a product of San Marzano, so that's good. And we'll see how much we like this sauce better than I don't know, other sauces I've had, to see how much these tomatoes really affect the dish. Hopefully they break up as I stir, because they're just big chunks of tomato. So try to break them up by chopping them with a spoon maybe, but I feel like they're just kind of sliding around. I'm not actually chopping them up. But we'll see. I'm sure they'll break down as we go, and stirring will. I can also grab the immersion blender if I really want to smooth things out with it. Might be a smarter thing to do, but it's okay. I like a chunky pasta, so we will just maybe have some big chunks of tomato in here. And this is a decent amount. I think I'll use one of these. I think we're going to call that good. I don't exactly make a lot, but I don't want to make a ridiculous amount. I'll get out some other ingredients here, and we can I'm going to bring the temperature back up a little bit. We want to bring this to a nice simmer. I need to get a better can opener. Apparently there's one that chefs use, but I can't remember which one it is. I could probably Google it. All right. Yeah. Oh, my goodness, yeah. That's enough. That's definitely enough. I could put the other one in here if I really want to. Oh, I wasn't salting as I went, so we're just going to add a couple nice scoops of salt. That's fine for now. We can always add more salt later. And more salt will be added from the... Oh my goodness. From the meat that I'm going to put in here. So, give it a taste though. That's good. Honestly, probably won't need to add much more, if any, salt. Probably salt in here. Too much. Okay, there's a decent amount of salt in that one, but already tastes pretty well salted. And now I'm just going to start adding some ingredients that I think are going to... Right, I'm just going to use the rest of this oregano, I think, because there's not much left. You take the lids off of these? No. Shake it out of here. I was foolish, and I forgot to stop by my mother's and grab some fresh basil. So we are going to use dried basil. I would prefer to have fresh, but in a pinch, this will work just fine. It still smells like basil. Actually, it kind of smells a bit like Thai basil. It's not Thai basil. I don't know. Maybe all basils kind of have a slight licorice smell. I guess worse comes worse if I really oversalt it. If I add that other can of the sauce, we might be okay. That's just me and Dorothy eating this, so I'm not gonna worry about grabbing a new spoon. I need this to really simmer. I'm not gonna taste much difference until then, but I am gonna go ahead. Where's my pepper? There we are. Gonna add a good amount of pepper. That's good. You know what? I can bring this over here. I'm working more over here right now. Man, this is so much easier. I am never not filming like this ever again in my life. I've been doing little sneak peek to my last 2 videos and a couple of other videos I've already done. So I was just filming straight on my phone. But having to get stuff on an iPhone to a Windows computer has been very annoying, but now I'm using my computer, I'm using OBS to stream this, and I'm just going to do it this way because I can record from my computer. Ooh, pepper. Ooh. How disheartening would it have been if I just sneezed into this? All right, there we go. Okay. All right, I'm just going to let this heat up a bit. And shoot, not gonna lie, I'm a little lost of what to do besides just clean up a little. Set this back over here. I will rinse these out actually, and then I can get the rest of the extra goodness right here. So, I guess these tomatoes, they're sweet. Tasting that sauce that was in this, it tastes sweeter, like less acidic. It's more mild. Whereas the tomato, it kind of tastes a little bit more like the tomato that I got from my brother. But that one still tastes a little more acidic. Let's give this tomato sauce. Yeah, and that's got, I mean, this has salt in it. I don't know. I wouldn't say it's like super acidic. I would say the Marzano is a little more acidic now that I'm tasting other things, so I'm kind of eating my own words here. All right. Recycle those. Recycle. 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 And now I will put this in a different container later, but I will put the rest of the tomato paste in the fridge. Just keep stirring this. Turn this up to about medium high. Hopefully we'll get a nice result there. I guess I can take this time to talk about our sponsor. Nobody. Not a great joke. I have to go take the trash out at some point. All right. So, I can actually talk about... I'll take you guys with me. I'm a little bit tethered to the computer. It's Inception. Oh, that actually does look kind of cool. Look at that. That's fun. So this is my nice book collection. Well, it's actually not... I don't think it's all of the books. Where's... Some of them might be on the shelf over there, a little bit further away. But these are the books I've been trying to read. And I also have Michael Pollan's Cooked somewhere that I'm currently reading. But this is my collection of cookbooks. I've gotten through Salt, Fat, Acid, Heat. This is probably the next one I'm going to go. I've looked at this one a little bit, not a ton, but there's a lot here. And eventually, I would love to start doing a series cooking from here. And obviously following Julia Child. If anyone has any sort of book recommendations for cooking, I'd be happy to hear your thoughts in chat, or if you're watching this later, in the comments down below. Let's check on these. Ooh. Steaming up my glasses. Oh, wow. So, that's embarrassing. This one's split quite a bit. I mean, I don't care. Just kidding. Whew. It's toasty. Just gonna flip these over. All right. You can see we're getting a bit more of a toast on the meatballs. I'd say maybe another 10-ish minutes. I have in mind to throw this thing on broil. But we're getting what we need. We're getting them kind of roasted and stuff. They're definitely done. Like, I'd be surprised if any of this was less than 165. Yeah. Easy. Yeah, everything's done here. So, maybe I will... I feel like I tend to burn things when I put it on broil. You know what? I think this is good as is. We'll turn off the oven. I don't think we need it anymore. And I'm going to let this cool. Actually going to transfer the smoked sausage to the cutting board. Whew. And let those cool a little bit so I can cut them. And then here, I'm going to go ahead and throw some meatballs in there. Not all of them, just I'd say that's good. All right, once we get this to a good simmer, I'm actually probably going to try to bring it to a low boil. That's the tip of it. There we're at. Okay, we're at about 166, 167. Thank you, Mom and Dad, for my new thermometer. I love it. Just attach it right to the fridge. It's fantastic. I will never go back to buying a thermometer from Kroger. It hasn't turned out to be a great experience for me every time I bought it. The one I bought like 6 months ago is already like dead. So that needs to heat up just a little bit longer. These are hot, but I can probably cut them. Gotta love a good smoked sausage. I think I have a way to make this easier. Give me a second. Actually, I'm just gonna do this now while it's heating up. This is what my mom likes to do. Adds a lot of flavor to this, but it's gonna need to go for about an hour. I feel bad. I hope my wife doesn't mind how long. Of course, I just washed my hands, but it's fine. She likes to add a bit of chicken. I have this thawing full of water for a bit. It's pretty well thawed. It did a great job. We got 3 pieces here. You don't need a lot. The only downside is I can't taste this until I test that chicken, and it reads at 165 for each of them. That's okay. The bones in the chicken are just gonna leach out a bunch of flavor into this. We're starting to get a boil going, so that's nice. Get a nice pinch of salt in here for the chicken. I didn't salt the chicken. It's gonna get salted by just sitting in here, and that acidity is gonna help break things down. And the meat is gonna be really tender. It's fantastic. If you don't do this with your pasta sauce, like when you're making like a whole like homemade version of it, like you're not like if you're just getting some rouse or something from the store, do that plenty of times. But feel like you have the time, you want to take the time putting some chicken in there with the bone. It adds so much. Just a lot of the chickeny flavor. I guess in a pinch, you could also just add some chicken broth to it, which I probably will do later when we start boiling the pasta, but that'll probably be quite a while from now. All right. There's a chance to cool a little bit more. Yeah, I think I can do it. I was gonna put gloves on to make this easier, but now I think it's cooled enough. Doesn't need it. I say that, and it's already kind of a little hot on the fingers. I think I can power through. Honestly, the ultimate goal, I think of being a chef is completely burning off my nerve endings in my fingers so that I can handle hot things easier. That's the ultimate goal. Whew. Luckily, I don't need to put too much pressure on it. The knife to go through. Starting to realize that the front of this blade is not nearly as sharp as the back of the blade. All right, I will be right back. All right, I had to give my wife some of the smoked sausage. Kind of a feel like a tradition to let people eat as they go. I really could have let this sit longer, but no pain, no gain, right? Sure. Why not? Yeah, I think I'll look into getting some like here, you can have this one. Getting some music here for next time. Some royalty free, cool classical music or something like that. I feel like it would just help a little bit. Even if it's just like something repeating like every 10 minutes. All right. There we go. Let's again see where we're at. At about 200 degrees, but it's boiling. So I guess the boiling point of tomatoes is a little lower than water. Although I think, I'm sorry to any chemists and physicists out there. I can't quite remember if water boils sooner when there's salt in it, or if water boils later. I think it's sooner, so I think that makes sense. But you still wanted to get to 212. But even then, it's still going to cook everything and the chicken just fine. So I think we're good to go ahead and add some of this smoked sausage in there to get some of that flavor in there as well. You just got to eat the ends, what they're there for. All right, I think that's good. The rest of it back on this pan. I'm going to put it back in the oven. And I hope that some of the residual heat from the oven that's still going will kind of toast some of this a little bit further. and it'll be a little crispier, especially on the skin. You know, with how little that I kind of cooked this, I don't know how necessary it was for me um, to cook it first, but at the very least, I wasn't putting frozen meatballs in there and making it take forever. So I think there's that. That's still plenty hot, so I'm probably going to check on that again in like 10 minutes or so. I'm not super worried about it because at the end of the day, that oven is cooling off. So I doubt it will overcook that stuff quickly. I'm curious about how long it will take for the chicken to cook. Probably gonna have to watch that spoon and everything else on that dish. So right now it's just kind of a waiting game for the chicken to be done, for everything to stew in there a little bit more. I'm probably gonna have to add some more seasoning. I might do a little bit now. Remember what it tasted like. A little bit of extra onion powder, maybe. Like back in New Orleans. Add some onion powder in here. A little bit more flavor there. I honestly might be completely out of garlic powder. No, I'm not. So, dealing with that same issue. I'm gonna add a little thyme as well. Not a ton. Just a little. I like thyme a lot. I had some fresh parsley. I think we'll add at the end. I debated adding it here, but you know, I just didn't want to risk it being too much. Um, it might brighten it a little bit, to be honest. So maybe I'll throw one parsley stem in there and see how that goes. I don't want to do too much. I am curious if it will do what it needs to do. Okay, so I will rinse this off. Well, I think this would be cool to see Markiplier do. I'd like to see Markiplier stream host. I guess he kind of makes videos with his mom, doesn't he? Cooking, but it'd be interesting seeing his cooking process. We'll just kind of break this a little. Try to. Oh yeah, I think one stem will be enough in there. Just let that go. All right, this is boiling now, so we can turn it down, bring it to a simmer. You know, this is an interesting safety question. I'm gonna clean everything. I'm not gonna risk it necessarily. Not even necessarily. I'm not gonna risk it. But when something is boiling, but there's raw chicken in there, like technically anything in that pot is not safe to consume until that chicken is cooked, I assume. Like I feel like that's the window. Hi, Brian. I am making homemade pasta sauce. I'm making a red kind of meat sauce. It's based off of my mom and sort of my grandma's recipe. I'm doing it without like actually looking at a recipe, so I'm kind of doing it by memory. But yeah, so far I've got in here onion, garlic, a banana pepper, a spicy banana pepper, Um, I've got bell peppers in here. I've got San Marzano tomatoes, along with a tomato from my brother's garden. Um, Tomato sauce. I've got basil. I've got thyme. I've got oregano in there. I just put a parsley stalk in there, and yeah, that's currently what we're working on. Oh, I also put in some meatballs, frozen meatballs, being a little bit lazy there. But I decided that like if there's one thing I'm going to spend time on actually like making from scratch, it's going to be the tomatoes. I'm trying to layer up my dishes to the point where who knows, maybe eventually I can even do my own homemade pasta, homemade meatballs, all that jazz. But thank you for joining. So this channel is basically about me trying to learn different skills, me or other people, and trying to learn various skills, and hopefully inspiring others to take time, like to learn things such as cooking or whatever you're interested in, like the canned tomato sauce. So here I can grab the can. Um, so this is the tomato sauce, but I was using proper San Marzano um, tomatoes along with this Italian sauce, which just has kind of your basic ingredients of tomatoes, cane sugar, cornstarch, sea salt, olive oil, onions, black pepper, citric acid, basil, garlic, oregano, basil oil, and oregano oil. That's a little unnecessary to say, but anyway, yeah, just trying to help hopefully inspire others to be like, hey, like you can take the time and learn a new skill. And I am trying to take this skill a little bit step forward. So my eventual goal is to be able to be called an actual chef. So I am trying to learn cooking to that degree of being able to cook like a professional chef. And yeah, I'm hoping. I always thought that like the best way to learn is to teach. And I wouldn't say I'm much of a teacher because I'm learning alongside you. But yeah, that's kind of the whole idea behind it. We're just kind of letting this stew. I just put some chicken legs in here, so we're trying to let those cook. That is really going. So we're gonna let that stew down a little bit. But I guess now is a good time to chop up the parsley while we're waiting. Let's give this a good rinse. Yeah. Just the canned tomatoes. Yeah, how are you, Bryant? How's your day going? Thanks for joining the stream. Fine. Hey, at least it's Friday, you know? Um, I mean, I have to work tomorrow, but I feel like for a lot of people, it's Friday, so they don't have to work tomorrow. What do you like to cook? If you do like to cook, at least, that is. Right. I am definitely going to save these parsley stalks, though, because they just pack a bunch of flavor. When you're boiling something and you just want to add some brightness to it, parsley stalk does a great job. I did use tomato paste. So I fried up the onions, the garlic, and I roasted the bell peppers. Um, and then I put the bell peppers in there. Then I also fried the tomato paste a little bit to open up the flavor in it. So there is tomato paste in there. Thank you for reminding me. I appreciate the lookout. So I have a question for you um, about tomato paste. So I have this tiny can, and I used 2 cans of San Marzano cherries, tomatoes. Hold on, I will wash my hands. I promise. Um, there were these 28-ounce cans here, and then one 28-ounce can of tomato sauce along with the other ingredients, and then there's just this little 6-ounce thing. Should I have used this whole thing of tomato paste, or was like half of it enough? I figured all you're just trying to get from the tomato paste is just that umami flavor, right? So just some more like tomato richness. Should I have used more of it? These are the questions I need to know, Bryant. Think the whole thing is fine? All right. Do you think I should still add it now? Like, does it matter if I fry it up, or I guess I can add the rest now? Can't hurt. I'm gonna go ahead and do it, and then you're probably gonna be like, "Wait, no, don't." But I don't think. Let's get all that flavor in there. Get that. All right. I have for once used an entire can of tomato paste. I appreciate the advice, man. Appreciate everyone sticking with the growing pains of this. This is my first time streaming like this, so next time I will try to figure out how to reduce the delay on the stream. I don't think it's too long. It's like maybe 5 seconds. Might not be able to really reduce it much from that, but you can always add more water to sausage meat. Oh, okay, yeah, that's good to know. That's fair. So I like to do something with my pasta, um, and I don't know if this is kind of like a faux pas or not, or taboo in any way, but I actually like to boil my pasta in chicken broth. Um, what are your thoughts on that? Like, I mean, I don't think it changes too much from just like salting the water. But I don't know. It adds, I feel like, just a little bit of depth to it. You feel like it's a waste of chicken broth? I mean, it's not like I'm using like nice homemade chicken broth. It's just store bought. So I don't know. What are your thoughts on that? Probably should have dried these in paper towels or whatever. I do have a salad spinner if I really need to use it. Prefer not to because I hate cleaning it. But I will do it if necessary. Yeah, she does. So you definitely want to salt it, because other like unsalted pasta just doesn't taste as good. It's just gonna kind of unbalance with the dish. Um, as I don't know if you've read the book Salt, Fat, Acid, Heat. by Samin Nosrat. She's fantastic. She has a documentary on Netflix of the same name as well. And she was a chef at Chez Panisse, and she kind of did her own little travel documentary. But she always says, salt your water like your memory of the ocean. A lot of people say salty like the ocean, but she specifies that it's your memory of the ocean, because if you like literally salted it like the ocean, it would even be too much for pasta, I'd say, because the ocean's ridiculously salty. But yeah, I don't know. I like to do it with chicken broth. I think um, it tastes good. Maybe one day I'll like actually test it out and determine exactly if it actually like if I can actually taste the difference. I feel like I can, but I'm not entirely sure. Yeah, what do you do, Bryant? What do you like to do? If you don't mind me asking, you do not have to answer that question if you don't want to, but all right. So there is a hack I saw on TikTok about like putting herbs through a grater and using that to like stem them. So I was gonna test that out real quick. I know other people have tested it, but I haven't done it, so therefore I cannot truly confirm that it was real. We're gonna try this. I think that's enough. Are you supposed to go this way? Can't remember which way you're supposed to go. Let's try going like inside out. Like YouTube live streams. Well, that makes sense, doesn't it? Any advice? Okay. I don't think that they didn't like do horrible. Like, you definitely got some of it, not all of it. So what if we try the other way? Any tips? Anything you think I should be doing differently? Be happy to hear feedback. Otherwise, I won't shut up, but I'll just keep having a good time and hope other people want to join, you know? So, are there like specific kinds of YouTube live streams that you like? Um, Sorry, I know I'm asking you multiple questions, but it's on a delay, so I feel like there's time to answer it. Or do you just kind of like look at whatever appeals your fancy? And what about this one appealed you? I mean, I don't think there were many viewers on here, so not that I have an issue with that. I feel like saying that made it feel like I do have an issue with it. This is a lot of parsley. I don't know. Every time I get parsley, I don't stem the whole thing, so just a little bit of older stuff in there. Don't want that. Basically, just talk, live stream some food review stream. It's all right, man. That's chill. What do you think? Should I get some like public domain music in here? I guess I could go watch some streams like this and see what they do. I did not watch anything before doing this. I mean, I watch a lot of cooking YouTubers and stuff, but I just decided, it's like, you know what? If I struggle to make content, I might as well just stream. Because that's content in itself. Buddy had an idea that I should just film myself every time I cook. Um, and I feel like this was a good way to do that while also making it content. So that's why I'm here, and I'm hoping to meet some cool people online to like to hang out and talk about cooking or whatever. A really good food review channel is Cruising with Trent. Okay, I will definitely have to check that out. I'm not gonna lie, I'm getting a little tired of plucking parsley, but all right. So what's your favorite food, Bryant, or anyone in chat? If there's other people here as well, you guys are welcome to talk too. But otherwise, it's probably just my brother and some friends who are AFK. Do you have a favorite food, or is there any type of food that you really want to try? Any restaurant that you've been like dying to go to? Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to check out Cruising with Trent. No, I never really considered streaming when I started this up, but here we are. One of my friends, he's been streaming, playing some video games. It kind of inspired me, and that other friend was like, "Hey, you should film when you cook," and just kind of led to this. And I don't know, I think it was a good idea because at least doing this once a week, once every other week, I can at least make sure I'm continuously making content. And I feel like that's like the main thing with being a content creator is having consistently putting something out. So, and I may not always just stream cooking because um I taught myself how to play guitar oh geez, like 15 years ago now, 14 years ago, something like that. And I kind of fell off from it. And, I want to get back into it and like properly learn, be able to play a lot better than just some like covers of basic songs. But I can play the crap out of Wonderwall. Promise you that. All right, that's the parsley. Give this a good stir. Oh, it's pretty watery in itself. If I add anything, it's just going to be some pasta water. Thicken it up a little bit. I'm going to check it to see if it's cooked. Do I have? I do. Some tongs, thermometer. Wow, this cooked fast. I was not expecting that. I was expecting this to take forever. I'm still gonna let that stew a little bit because I really want this chicken to like tenderize. I want it to be falling off the bone. Check the other pieces. Yeah, that's cooked. That's cooked. That is also cooked. That is fantastic news. Fantastic, Brian. Freaking tastic. You don't like cilantro. Oh, do you have that genetic trait that makes it taste like soap? Yeah, I can't tell. It seems weird, but I can't totally tell if I have it because there are times where like cilantro doesn't taste too bad to me, but then there are times where it does kind of taste like soap. So I don't know if it's possible to have like partial gene. All right, I'm gonna chop up this parsley. I need to wipe off this knife. What is wrong with me? I know there's a trick to like try and roll it, but there's just so much here. I don't really I think I just gotta pretty much yeah. Yeah. So that's understandable. I don't know. I think if cilantro's like in something, I don't mind. But if I'm just eating like if I can really taste the cilantro on its own, then it's a problem for me. So yeah, I'm weird. Parsley doesn't bother me though. It's weird because I'm pretty sure parsley and cilantro are quite related, but parsley doesn't seem to affect people. I'm trying to think if there's a spice I really don't like. Not that I can think of. I used to be quite a picky eater, but I feel like recently, especially my wife who likes all sorts of different types of foods, um, she has opened my mind and helped me be a bit more adventurous with food, which kind of helped me fall in love with cooking more than I used to be. Because like I always thought of cooking as kind of like I wanted to be good at it instantly. I didn't want to take the time to like really truly learn um and like really learn why I was doing it. I would follow recipes and hope that it would turn out perfectly, and when it didn't, I would feel very disheartened. But then I kind of came to the realization that like I was kind of just pretending and like playing chef and not actually trying to understand what I was doing and why I was doing it. Like most people know the basics to a certain degree. Kind of suction to my stovetop there. Um, but I think I can probably get started on boiling the water. Put the I did. All right. Put in the dishwasher. So I'm gonna wash this real quick. Anyway, yeah. So sorry, I go on a lot of tangents. You know what? Forget it. I can't even remember what I was talking about now. Um, so I eventually decided that I was gonna actually start trying to like learn what I was doing and why I was doing things, and really pay attention to like it's like I mean chefs aren't like magical, but at some points it does kind of feel like magic what they're doing, and so I think oh my goodness. Um, I eventually just kind of started watching more like cooking videos and like um, reading books and getting really interested in it. And eventually, I decided like I want to learn a lot of different skills, but I feel like I don't have like the time to learn them all. And so then, like I've tried YouTube before, and I never really stuck with it. And I decided like, oh well, you know what, like I have background in filmmaking. That's what I got my degree in was video production and film. Um, and if I were to make a channel that was kind of like a hobby slash maybe a future interest, at least in a career, then I could learn all those skills and I could try all these different things, and feel like I'm justified in doing it because it's kind of my job. So that was kind of the whole idea behind this, and here we are, Professor Who. The name if you're curious. If you're not, I'm sorry. I'm gonna say it anyway. Came from so my wife, I like to explain things. What am I talking to? I like to explain things a lot. And I apologize for my messy kitchen. No, it won't let me go away. It's not letting me hide my shame. Okay. Um, my wife would call me Professor Drew, because I like to explain things a lot and I like to talk. Hence me standing here and cooking and talking for 2 hours. And Eventually, the channel was originally named Professor Drew, but changed it, once again, my wife's idea, to Professor Who, so that, like, if I ended up bringing other people on to the channel, it wasn't just me. And if I decide one day to retire, then the channel doesn't just die with me. You know, people can keep enjoying it. Learning from Matt that your channel name yourself is not always a great way to leave a legacy. Um, Here's a tip. I don't know if um, you knew what I like to do when I'm trying to cook pasta a little quicker. Um, Water tends to heat up in an electric kettle a little faster, so I try to at least heat up some of the water in here just to get it to boiling faster. I don't feel like I'm waiting for 15 minutes for the water to heat up in full pan. So there's my tip. That's the one thing I feel like I found out on my own, which I'm sure plenty of other people do. Maybe it's obvious for a lot of people, but sure as heck it wasn't to me. I mean, heck, I was the kind of guy that thought cooking at medium meant 5, and like medium high meant like 7. Um, and you know, the number only goes up to 8, or technically 9 if you count high. Cooking at medium is 4. And I was telling a friend this, and he was like, "Yeah, that's like super obvious." And I was just like, "It wasn't to me." Also, deli containers, fantastic. Um, I appreciate the bear for showing me that tip, because I love them. They come in so much handy. That's even a phrase. And they're super cheap. Stack really easily when storing and when like they're in use. Do you have a favorite book or movie, and or movie? Could be a book that turned into a movie. Um, right? Yeah, I'll happily say mine. Let's see. I think my favorite book right now would probably be Words of Radiance by Brandon Sanderson. I know that's kind of a basic answer, really, for anyone who reads fantasy, but it's really good. What can I say? It's one of those books that I just really could not put down. For movies, that's a tougher one. I like answer like a movie that like I love to watch and I could probably watch at any time would be The Last Samurai. It's a great film, super underrated. But yeah, what about you? Any movies, books you like, TV shows? Just getting back into West Wing. Never finished it. Gonna try to get through the whole thing this time. I was watching Doctor Who, and I'm on Jodie Whittaker, and I am struggling. It is not the best. I don't blame her. Just the writing isn't really there. Um, Wait, I'm cooking with chicken broth. I'm heating up. Man, I'm a fool. There's literally no reason for me to be heating up the kettle right now. Another tip: if you're using a whole chicken broth carton, just poke a hole through it, and you won't glug 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 way into infinity. Words. This is unsalted chicken broth, so I'm going to have to salt it. And there is naturally 35 milligrams of salt in unsalted chicken broth. That's good to know. Not gonna lie, it feels dangerous doing that with such a big knife. I wish there was a way to do like watch movies on stream, like I could just have it up and like other people could watch with me without like having monetization issues. There really should be like a service you can sign up for, like a license with certain movie studios you can get, because that would be a lot of fun. I would have a blast doing that. Never thought about chicken broth with pasta. Yeah. So I boil the pasta in chicken broth. Just to add a little bit more flavor and nuance to the pasta. Like I said, I'm not sure how much it actually changes it compared to just using water. I think it's something. Who knows? Maybe soon I can make a video testing it and seeing how much of a difference there is. I get to open a new salt container. I don't get to do that very often. I am telling you, Bryant, these deli containers are just magic. Goodness. Yeah, it seems weird, but I promise it does taste good. It doesn't taste bad. I mean, why would it? I haven't really seen a lot of chefs do this, so like I'm wondering if this is like a wasteful trick. Am I just wasting and spending more money unnecessarily when it'll probably taste pretty much just the same as boiling it in water? That's just gonna have to be something we're gonna test out. Fine. I do have another pot. It's hard to boil spaghetti in it and really test this out. Yeah, I'm not gonna worry about it. All right, we'll go ahead and add a nice fistful of salt to this. And actually, it's probably enough. Let this get to. I'm gonna grab the lid. Whew, man, my back's sore. Not often you just stand in the kitchen for over 2 hours. I feel like I do quite a bit, but you get what I mean. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and wash this knife. I don't need it. Hold on 1 second. Okay, we're good. We're totally fine. Yeah, those are looking good. Go me for having one decent idea. Oh yeah, they don't look overdone at all. They're just staying warm in there. That's fine with me. Oh yeah, now that the chicken's cooked, probably cook, clean spoon and everything. Clean these things real quick so I can reuse them. Yeah. So where are you from, Brian? If you don't mind me asking. If you do, I am not insulted at all. I'm from Indiana, the USA. I wonder what I'm gonna end up having as like a signature dish. Like I made there are a couple of things that are kind of like on my roster quite a bit, but I do wonder if I'll eventually have something that's just like, yeah, I make this better than most people that I know. Like, I think it'd be cool to have a dish like that. So like my wife is gonna be so proud of me for cleaning as I go. I really don't have a choice right now. Like I'm just eating for everything. Oh, Connecticut, nice, very nice. I think I have some friends that live out there. I'm not too sure. Actually, my wife might have family out there. No, I think that's New Hampshire. Never mind. I apologize. I may have asked this already. Is there something you really like to cook? Is there like a type of cuisine or something that you really enjoy cooking? Something that you really want to learn? Something that I could cook and we can learn together, Bryant. You and me, we can be a power team. I don't know. I swear I'm funnier than this. I think I'm just tired. Maybe I'm not. My friends tell me I'm not, but I don't know. Right. This is just a very loose sauce. I was not expecting it to get so loose. I think I'm gonna leave the lid off from now on and just hopefully let it at least reduce a little. Because I can always add cornstarch slurry. Not sure if I'll need it. That tastes pretty solid. Let's do some testing here. Might need more salt. I'm not entirely sure. think a hair more salt. And a hair for, I feel like this big batch is a nice hefty pinch. No, I don't know if the parsley stock that I put in here made much of a difference. I'm gonna go ahead and heat that water up in case I need to add a little bit more. Just leave it, honestly. Like, add anything, it might be some more basil. I think that's all. Oh, I know what it is. There. I think I need to add some red pepper. Hold on, it's here somewhere. Oh, it's chunky enough. You know what I'm doing it. I'm adding these tomatoes really late. Drain it. That'll help a little bit. Chunkiness. And there's like no salt in there. Next time when we get overlays, I will be. Hello there, 96 baby. Oh, that's a cute little kitty right there. A little box. Oh, we got this boiling. We're gonna add a nice, hefty, uncounted measure of pasta. Push this one back there. How are you doing, 96 baby? How's it going? Thanks for joining. It's sauce. I definitely overdid it. But you know what? I can bring some to my parents or something. They don't live too far away. I was looking for red pepper flakes, wasn't I? More organized than would happen. I know I bought them. The quest for the red pepper flakes. Hiding behind the parsley. For those just joining, I am making a homemade pasta sauce with not homemade pasta noodles because, you know, I'm trying to have eat at a reasonable time and not like 10 o'clock like I tend to do because I take forever to cook. I don't know what it is um, about it. I don't understand how other people can like cook within like an hour. I mean, granted, this isn't a dish that requires time, but I don't know, man. I don't get it. I don't understand. It's a weird sounding boil. Not gonna lie. Oh, I need great Parmesan. That's right. Grab a plate. It's 8:30 there. Yeah, it's 8:30 here now. Um, I assume I'll be ready in like I don't know half an hour. Yeah, probably half an hour. We're in the home stretch here, folks. What a time it's been. First stream. I didn't put a timer on. You know what? I'm just gonna go by feel. Yeah, Indiana is also on Eastern time. Got some nice Parmesan, 10-month aged Parmesan here. And I bought some nice Parmesan. But this will do. This will do just fine. Ooh, that piece of parsley on there kind of scared me for a second. I was like, no, please don't let this sheet be moldy. I've been having a pretty great time. Like, I figured I would like this. I like hearing myself talk sometimes. If either of you guys, fresh parm. Hell yeah, brother. Fresh parm indeed. None of that sawdust crap. I certainly don't have a bunch of it in my fridge when I'm feeling lazy and just want to eat cellulose that kind of tastes like Parmesan. So, in my wedding registry, I asked for this like roll grater. I used it once, and I was like, "Wow, I kind of hate this thing." Well, mostly because it doesn't have like smaller size like grating options. It has just like a really big grate, and then like it's also just really annoying to clean. And it's like, oh man, it's kind of funny the kind of things you think will be nice to have, but I'd rather just have a regular old grater. And heck, this thing's even broken. It doesn't even have the handle anymore, but it still works. Until I get tired of using this one and get a nicer one, I'll do that. All right, there we go. Beautiful, freshly grated Parmesan. Delicious, as always. I should probably check the pasta, shouldn't I? It's not there yet. I didn't even taste the water. I just kind of assumed it would be salty enough. I need more. I don't want undersalted. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Let's not start a fire. That's probably good. It'll at least be somewhat seasoned, even if it's not like absolutely perfect. Okay, that's better. That's like almost too salty there. I've seen roll graters before. Yeah, I mean, it's the thing. Like, it's fine. I've tried to use it like for like slicing cucumbers, and that works decently. Um, but like when using it with cheese, it's not fun, man. I gotta tell you, it is. I don't like it. At least someone might. I think my parents use one quite a bit, but once these noodles are done, not quite there. Now, I'm not gonna mix the noodles with the sauce. There's too much sauce here to do that with. Um, Normally I would, and that usually when you're making like a reasonable amount of sauce, I guess that would usually help thicken the sauce up a bit. I guess what I could do is get my other pan back out, ladle some sauce in there, and that way, like, I don't know. I think I'm just gonna leave it. Um, but I'm definitely gonna try it for you guys. Heard it's best not to rinse your pasta. Oh yeah, no, I'm not rinsing my pasta. Um, I'm just gonna drain it. I'm just gonna drain the broth from it. If I said rinse, I'm sorry. I'm not gonna rinse my pasta. All right, that tastes good. Let me see here. I need to give my wife a taste. Be right back. said it's good, guys. I don't know what that was, but I think it's pretty solid. It's got a good spice to it. Yeah, I'm leaving it. For once, I am not going to add anything else, even though I now have the aggressive urge to start adding stuff to this to try to, like, make it perfect. But you know what? It's good as it is. And I think we're just going to leave it at that. I'm going to make sure that this is clean. Pretty sure it is, but definitely it's not. Okay, I do like these colanders. Like my sister-in-law gave them to me. They like fold in. They're really nice. Especially like, I mean, I don't live in an apartment, but if you live in an apartment, like that's great. That's great for storage. Alrighty. Looks like it's going okay. That guys, we are like nearing the finish line. This is crazy. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey. If you'd like, don't feel free to drop a like on the video and subscribe if you end up wanting to see when I'm streaming next. Almost there. It's like at the cusp of al dente. If you want to see more, then feel free to subscribe. I plan on streaming more, and I do plan on posting other content as well, mostly about cooking. Eventually getting into other stuff. When I'm in Japan in November, then hopefully I can get some stuff filmed there. Not sure if I'll have time to stream, but I'll at least try to get some footage for you guys. But I can't thank you guys enough for joining me today. It's been a blast having you here. It's been a blast doing this. I can't wait to be eating dinner and realize I still have quite a bit of cleanup to do, even though I cleaned as I went. But hey, it's still less cleanup than I would have had, like, if I hadn't cleaned as I went. So, there's that. Talk it over a little longer. If you have ideas for, like, future things I should make on stream, or like things I can do on stream to make it more fun and engaging, I will be more than happy to hear feedback. I'll try to come up with ideas. Oh, that's perfect. Stop boiling. Oh, stop it. Make sure the handles aren't too hot. Oh my god, one of them is too hot. Straight noodle. All right. I'm going to actually first put all this cheese in here. Work around that stray piece of parsley. Tacos sometime. Oh man, dude, I love making tacos. So like, I mean, I make a lot of ground beef tacos, and that's been pretty good. But about a month ago or so, I made carnitas, and that was a really fun time. So maybe I try like barbacoa, or maybe I do carnitas again, because it turned out pretty solid for a first time. making carnitas. Yeah, tacos sounds great, man. You're speaking my wife's language. She loves tacos. And then for the views, I'm gonna use a little kitty bowl. Look at it, just a little chonker. Yeah, no tacos. That sounds great. I won't do cilantro. Doing that for you, Bryant. No cilantro. I know you're not eating it, but I just feel like I owe you that. It's crazy how just like a fourth a cup of red pepper flakes can add a decent amount of spice. I'm not a wuss. I do have a dream to be on Hot Ones one day. All right. I think we're ready to just make a bowl. I'm going to set this back here. Not gonna lie, we're getting a little busy here. Getting a little busy. Get out some of the roasted food. It's time to see. Oh yeah, I want to see if I can like taste the chicken. I feel like it's kind of there. There's some like meatiness to it. I wouldn't say like I straight up taste chicken broth necessarily, but I definitely taste like a little bit more. And the noodles are seasoned, so that's good. Um, I also want to make carbonara, so who knows? Maybe that'll be the time when I like test it, or I just make a quick video. Oh my god, it's clean. Oh wait, I know what to do. Abort. Abort the mission. Add some nice. I mean, I'm sorry, I'm using Spanish olive oil in an Italian dish, but it's still good olive oil. So I just couldn't find a good Italian olive oil that wasn't like $50. So just enough to help. Wow, I feel like I put a lot in there. That's fine. Olive oil's good. Here we go. Ah, that's so much better. I try to make it like a nicer presentation. Oh my goodness. That wasn't too bad. That's okay. It's not like anything crazy special. Yeah, that's what that looks. I mean, it's not ugly, I'd say. Can add a bit of smoked sausage here. Like I said, this is not like any sort of traditional thing for like anywhere in Italy. I'm pretty sure they'd see me adding the smoked sausage and kill me. A few of these meatballs. I don't even know if I used the right meatballs. I think I used the home style meatballs instead of the Italian ones, but that's okay. I'll do 4. Nah. Yeah, 4. I'm not shy. Like, I'm not good with presentations. I'm not entirely sure how to do this. I think this will be the way. Yeah, we'll do it like that. That's fine. Oh, one final thing I forgot to do. Was take out the chicken and try to take some of that off the bone. It's actually pretty easy because it like literally just falls off the bone. Oh my god, it's hot. Ow. Okay, if I can grab the other chicken legs. Jeez, where are they? They dissolve? I'm legitimately... There we go. There's one. Guess we should try to grab both of them. Okay. Yeah, I don't know if you can see how... Look at that. Look at how easily that just comes off. Like, it's fantastic. Ooh. I am not practicing mise en place well at all. I feel like this is easier than just like at home on Christmas because we make pasta on Christmas. We make ravioli and pasta sauce. Christmas is a fantastic tradition. Honestly, 10 out of 10 recommend. Um, we just kind of like grab if someone wants a chicken leg, they just grab a chicken leg and just work on it. But this is easier for me. Um, I don't know. It just feels like kind of like a treat, a different treat to like get some chicken um among everything in there. Um so yeah, all right. That's messy. We can get rid of the bones. All right. You're now finally ready. We're finally ready. What's on the tray? Oh, this tray. So this is smoked sausage that I cut up, and these are meatballs here. Um, I didn't hand make any of them. I would like to at some point, but I just knew I wouldn't have time right now. So, thus doing that. All right, moment of truth. Get some of the sauce on there. Get a little bit of extra food that's in there. Just drape this over. I will say it's not pretty, but I know it's going to be delicious. Oh, that's not something. Eat part of the chicken cartilage. Now we can add some Parmesan. I like a good amount, so I'm going to kind of cover it. That's good. Now we'll just drape some parsley over it. And voila! 2.5, nearly 3 hours later, here we are. Let's give this a taste. Get a little bit of chicken with it. Tastes like home. That tastes really freaking good. I'm not gonna lie. Meatballs are fine for frozen meatballs. And smoked sausage always tastes good with this. Oh, shoot. My mom likes to add pepperoni to it. I forgot to do that. I don't have any pepperoni anyway, so. But I want to thank you all for joining me. For joining me here today. This is my first time doing this, so thank you for bearing with the growing pains that comes with it. Um, feel free to drop a like and subscribe. And I think I'm gonna let my wife finally eat. She's been so patient. So thank you again so much for joining me. I've loved having you guys here. I've loved getting to know you, Bryant. Thank you, everybody, my brother, my friends, for joining the stream, showing support. Appreciate you all, and I hope to see you next time. I hope you learned something. I certainly did. I'll see you next time. Class dismissed. Bye, Bryant. Love you.